It's Friday, February 2nd, and today I'm just wondering if there's any end to the tidal wave of baloney flowing out of the Cowboy organization these days.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
Oh, hail! No, I'm not cursing. That's the name of a terrific Dallas roofing company in business more than a decade. They handle residential or commercial properties. And those weird insurance forms that seem to be written in a foreign language? Oh, hail can simplify those for you also. So the next time something happens to your roof, just say, oh, hail. O-H-H-H-A-I-L. Ohail.com.
Hey, I was just wondering, do you know the history of Goodness Steak Seasoning? Well, back in 2010, I had a little bitty roast sitting in the fridge, and I thought, man, I've got to do something with this. So I took that roast, put a whole bunch of different spices on it, wrapped it up, put it on that grill. About 3 hours later, opened it up, and man, heaven in a foil package. That was the beginning stages of what Goodness Steak Seasoning is today. So if you'd like to have a little variety in your life, Goodness Steak Seasoning is where it's at. Limited availability in stores. BringTheTasty.com.
Before we get to the Cowboys, look at this beautiful new handy-dandy microphone that changes colors as I talk. Okay, now on to the Cowboys. Jerry Jones at the Senior Bowl. He just can't stop talking. And he talked about Bill Belichick saying, quote, I know him and I like him. There's no doubt in my mind we could work together. None. That's a double none for emphasis. That is just what Coach Mike McCarthy needed. He's in the last year of his contract. He was not extended, and the club says it will not enter into any talks with McCarthy till the season's over. The message is plain here. Those 12-5 regular seasons are fine, but the Cowboys expect McCarthy to win playoff games. And now, he's got the specter of the 6-time Super Bowl winning coach hanging over him, sitting on a low limb like a vulture, just waiting to come down and pounce on his job. Think about this for a moment. Let's say the Cowboys start the season 3-3. That's very possible. The city will be on fire with questions of when might McCarthy be fired. He'll have his press conferences and have to field question after question after question about his job security. And the questions also will go to Jerry, and God knows what he might say. Coaching in the National Football League is tough enough. Without your owner making it even tougher for you by spitting out all these distractions that will hang over McCarthy for months and months and months. Next, let's go to Micah Parsons. When the Cowboys got thrashed by the Packers 48-32 in the first round of the playoffs, after the game was open and the locker room opened to the media, Parsons wasn't there. He'd skipped out. And then in the days after that, when the club had their exit meetings with their players, Parsons was a no-show again. And more than a week went by before Parsons, on his podcast, everybody's got a podcast these days, on his podcast, told us that he wasn't there and didn't talk to the media because he was so hurt by the loss and so disappointed in his own performance. Well, first of all, not to be cruel, but he should have been disappointed in his own performance. In 19 pass rushes, he got no sacks and only one quarterback pressure. Statistically, the worst game of Micah Parsons' career. But you know what? Dak was embarrassed. He was embarrassed about his performance. He was hurt. Loads of other players in that locker room, they were profoundly disappointed in that loss and disappointed in their own performances. And they were there. They talked to the media. Listen, Micah Parsons is a spectacular player. And he has the look of a leader on this team. But leaders don't pull no-shows like that. If Micah Parsons wants to be a leader, then he should start acting like one. And finally, it's back to Jerry again. Jerry telling an interviewer earlier this week that in this offseason, he is all in. What? What exactly does that mean? And what does that say about the last 28 disappointing, disturbing ends of seasons for Cowboy fans? In those 28 years, has Jerry not been all in?
Today's episode has been brought to you by Fluent Financial, by Oh Hell Roofing, and by Goodness Steak Seasoning.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering. If you enjoyed it, please hit follow. Then each episode every weekday will be delivered straight to you. And if we might ask one more favor, please share it with friends. I'm Norm Hitzges, and every day I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.